Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Chris Davis, and today we are going to review Everything Everywhere All at Once. So this movie came out last year, but I never watched this film, but because it seemed very bizarre to me. I mean, what is this movie even about? When I looked at the trailers last year, I saw Michelle Yeoh jumping from scene to scene everywhere, and it was like super bizarre. And I'm like, what is this film even about? And when I talk to people I know, telling me, hey, you need to watch this film. And I'm like, what is this film even about? Why is Michelle Yeoh jumping from different place to different place? And they're like, it's deep and you just gotta watch it. They never really tell me what it's about. They just tell me I gotta watch it. And then when I watched the Oscars, which was really good this year, no big huge political statements at the Oscars. The only joke was about Will Smith hitting Chris Rock, and Jimmy Kimmel was saying that you better not come over here, otherwise Michelle Yeoh or Michael B. Jordan are going to beat you up. And he did mention Andrew Garfield was going to beat you up if you came up there. He mentioned Spider-Man, and he mentioned The Mandalorian. Those guys are basically going to beat you up if you try to come at Jimmy Kimmel because he said a joke about you. But anyway, I digress. This movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, won a lot of Oscars, and there was talks about how Angela Bassett was upset. There was an upset with Angela Bassett saying she should have won an Oscar for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which I do agree with. And like Jamie Lee Curtis, like she got the Oscar, but it should have gone to Angela Bassett. So I'm like, okay, I have to watch this film now to see why it won so many awards, to see what the big deal is. Cinemark and in Cedar Hill was even showing the film yesterday, and that's a big deal because it's 2023. This movie came out in 2022, and they're showing this film again because it won so many Oscars. But anyway, I watched the film, and what I think is it's a great film. It's really good, but it really didn't live up to the expectations that I built up in my mind. Because I saw it win all these awards, I saw people talking about it, and I'm like going, okay, this movie's gonna really blow my mind. And it blew my mind, but not in the way I thought it would. I thought it would have like a super great story. I thought the acting was gonna be like above and beyond. For me, it wasn't really any of that. Um, it's still bizarre to me. It's still bizarre. I know it's subjective, but it's still a bizarre film for me. And I get the premise of the film. Michelle Yeoh plays Evelyn, and she's this mother with a daughter, and she has her husband. And right now, in this film, she's struggling with her life. She's going through so many things. There's tension with her marriage. She does her daughter and Evelyn, they don't understand each other. There's a rift going in between them. And with that rift, there's different generational ideologies. Uh, Evelyn's daughter, Joy, she's LGBT, and Evelyn really doesn't like that because she's more traditional, and she doesn't like that even more because she has a father who has expectations of her, and she's trying to please him, and at the same time they're being audited by the IRS for their laundromat. So there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in Evelyn's life right now, and as they are with the IRS agent who's played by Jamie Lee Curtis, that's when all the universe reverse jumping starts happening. So when she goes from multi-universe to multi-universe because there's supposed to be this bigger threat that's bigger than her taxes, then bigger than her family life that she has to stop. And uh, uh, she's trying to get her head around all this verse jumping, and she does. And she finally realizes that the final villain is her daughter Joy, and her daughter Joy is really the final villain because uh, the tension between Evelyn and Joy, that's what causes her to be a villain. And Evelyn realizes that she can't just do all this verse jumping, escaping from universe to universe, and tries to run away from her problems. That's what her daughter was doing. Her daughter, or the different version of her daughter, was doing all this verse jumping to run away from like her problems and just hop into another universe and forget about them. But Evelyn, I believe, realizes that she can't run from her problems if she has um, issues with people. She has to deal with them, and she has to deal with the issues in her life. And she realizes that, hey, maybe she doesn't know how everything's gonna work out, but she can't go off into these like fantasy lands or these different like um universes um, to run from her problems. Her husband makes her realizes that she has to be kind, and she has to work with people and work out her problems. That's what I see with the verse jumping and stuff, that so much was going on through Evelyn's life that uh, she had like maybe a total mental breakdown, and she had to escape from it for a while. I believe with this movie, uh, the big debate with it is, was the verse jumping real? Was it all in Evelyn's mind? That's the big question. Whether it was real or not, you can't just escape or run from your problems. You're gonna have to deal with them. Um, because no matter how much you run from them, like you're gonna catch up with you, and they're still gonna be there. Just deal with the issue already. Don't just verse jump or run from your problems. That's what I got from this film. Now I may be completely off. That's what I'm getting from this film. So overall, it it was a great film. Evelyn eventually works out her issues with her daughter Joy. She talks to father and about expectations and stuff, about how even though she's not proud, even though he's not proud of her, she's proud of her, and she comes out and tells him that his daughter is, is a lesbian. Yeah, that's your granddaughter, and this is her girlfriend, and she works things out like with her husband. She works things out with the IRS agent, and they become uh, close friends and everything. Jamie Lee Curtis as the IRS agent. I can see why she got an Oscar for that role. I mean, it wasn't as if she was only in a small part of the film. Um, she was in the film quite a lot, even though the parts were weird. Everyone's parts were weird in this film. Everyone's parts was weird. But I see how she got the Oscar. She was playing this very callous, bureaucratic IRS agent that seems cold and heartless and mundane and doesn't seem like to understand what the regular person has to go through. But eventually they work stuff out, and they become really good friends, and they're vaping or they're doing an e-cigarette together, and they're getting along uh, I've heard like through many like entertainment news casts why like Michelle Yeoh chose this role. She wanted for everyone to see what the like Asian culture, what the Asian like mother or woman, like what they go through. And like I see it sometimes in my own life. I'm not gonna say I relate to it. I don't think that's the right word. Like I see it. Like I see the like Asian community. I see them like do like dry cleaning, laundromat. I see them like opening up a donut shop. I see them like in a beauty salon. Uh, I've seen that before, like in my own life. And Michelle Yeoh really took this role to really um, show what that culture is like, the upbringing, and what the Asian like women is going through, the forgotten one. And also, what I really liked about this film is I saw Marshall Club in this movie. Now, I've seen them in like two films. I saw them in Shang-Chi, and I saw them in Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. So I'm a big fan of Martial Club, Andy Lee. I like watching their videos where they do all the martial arts stunts and they do all the fighting. I think each channel is very hilarious, very funny, and I like to see that they're going places and they're getting connected to Hollywood, and like they really deserve it. They're really passionate about what they do, and I'm glad to see like they're like moving on up from like just being YouTube to actually being like superstars and stuff. And I think I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I saw them in this award show. The SGA Awards or the Saga Awards. I'm probably saying it wrong, but they were taking a picture with Jenna Ortega and with other stars, and I just wanted to point that out because I am a huge fan and I like what they're doing. I saw them in the film. One of them was a security guard, and one of them was a jump, and I recognized them, and it was cool to see them there. Okay, uh, that's all we have for today. If you liked what I had to share, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with all your friends, and all of you have a great day.